What's going on, guys? Kyle Handy here, and today I'm going to be covering email marketing strategies for 2020. If you're new to this channel, I'm a real estate agent and team leader based out of San Antonio, Texas. I help other real estate agents and entrepreneurs grow and scale their business through social media, digital marketing, online advertising, and many other topics that I cover on this channel. So make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment, as I do respond to every comment that I see. But let's go ahead and just jump right in. I'm gonna cover my 7 tips to increase your email open and click-through rates today. What we're gonna talk about first is the format of the email. A lot of people think that for effective email communication, the emails have to be completely polished and pretty with images and all sorts of stuff, which can take a ton of time to create. Luckily, I've found more success in my emails just from simple, short, text-based emails that I send out to my email list. As much as I can personalize them, I will. So for instance, when I capture a lot of the leads that subscribe to my email list or register as a lead, I'm at least trying to capture their first name, so that way I can put that in the body of the text or in the subject line. The way that I've looked at email messaging, and this has kind of got rid of a block that I've had in my mind for a long time before, was to look at emails as almost just a step above a text message. When I started to think of emails like that, I began to increase the amount of emails that I would send out to people, and I increased the engagement that I would receive from those emails. So think of it just as a simple text message. Doesn't have to be much more complicated than that. Send a few lines of texts, one call to action that you'd like for that particular lead or prospect to take, and that's it. Tip number 2, make sure that you're tracking your email effectiveness. You can definitely do this by signing up for an email marketing service, which will track all of your send emails, how many people opened, how many people clicked on your link. I prefer to use Aweber. I've actually got a link down below. For me, that seems to be the most cost-effective solution while still giving me all of the features that I need from my email marketing system. So the other thing that I would suggest is that you use one link per email. A lot of times when agents or other entrepreneurs are sending out emails to their list, they put too many links in their email. I don't even like to put links in my signature. The main reason for this is because, one, if you send too many links to somebody, it overwhelms them and they end up not taking a single action. Whereas if you only send one call to action, one link click, it's pretty clear what you would like for them to do. But then also, it's a lot easier to track emails and track which emails are being opened and which links are being opened that you wish for them to be clicked on when you only are sending one email link per email. So let's just say, for instance, you put a link in your email signature to go to your Facebook page. Well, now, whenever you're looking at the statistics about the click rate, they'll count that click on your email signature to your Facebook page as the same as a link click to whatever the call to action you may be sending in that email is. Maybe it's to go see your blog post or to go see the new video that you uploaded. And so as you can imagine, this would cause issues, especially when you're trying to compare your emails over time and the effectiveness of them. So the other thing that I would say is that you also want to try and strive for a certain click-through rate and a certain open rate on your emails. Now, I put the numbers there that I strive for, but everybody's business may be different, and how you're getting your emails and the subscribers on your email list is also going to affect this number. But for me, I know that I shoot for a 30% open rate on all of my emails and a 5% click-through rate. Number 3, never stop sending emails. You gotta be consistent. So that is the key to email marketing's effectiveness. So email marketing truly builds on top of each other. You're building value. You're putting kind of deposits in the bank, so to speak. And we'll talk about that down the road. But you've got to be consistent with whatever posting schedule you're going to send out. So for instance, if you commit to sending out a weekly email, send out a weekly email. I think that, you can do daily emails every other day. Monthly gets to be too long in between of them not hearing you. And especially if you're getting a lot of new signups on your email list, if they're only getting something once a month from you, they're usually going to forget about you. And then when they do receive that email a month later, they may think that it's spam or they don't remember how they signed up. So I think weekly is a good kind of middle ground. but ultimately the more you can do and be consistent with it, the better. The other thing is that having a clean, small email list is okay. We have to get out of our own minds and be afraid that people are going to unsubscribe from our email list. I'll be honest with you right now, spoiler alert, you are going to have people that unsubscribe from your list. It's going to happen no matter what. Doesn't matter if you provide the most valuable, helpful emails. People are going to unsubscribe. Don't take it personally. I know in the beginning that was like, I'd see someone unsubscribe, I would want to go look at who that person was, and it's just not a good thing for you to do with your time. And so it's okay. Over time, I'm actually excited when people choose to unsubscribe from my list, because I would much rather have a very engaged, warm audience of people that enjoy receiving my emails, and all of the people that don't kind of filter themselves out, than to have a large email list of people that have maybe not unsubscribed yet, because I'm not really sending them very many emails. But then whenever I do send an email, I see a ton of unsubscribes or something like that. So just make sure, if you're being consistent in sending out, weekly or even emails every couple days, you're going to get some people that unsubscribe, but that is okay. You're building a very healthy list over a period of time. So number 4, make sure that you're always sending out valuable information. This is one of the most important things. If people are going to stay subscribed to your email list, you got to give them a reason to do so. And so give them valuable content. Don't just be spamming them and asking them to do something for you every single time. Make sure that you're providing value to them. It's almost like, and I mentioned this earlier, putting deposits in the bank. So every single time you provide a valuable email, whether maybe it's a link to your new blog post where you're helping out your audience, or maybe it's a video on YouTube, whatever it might be that's helpful, it's like putting a deposit in the bank. And then eventually there will be an email, maybe it's every 7th email or every 10th email or whatever it might be, where you can actually ask for your audience to take some action on your behalf. And most of the time when you do that, it's well received, because they know that you're not just constantly pitching them on something to do next. And so again, make sure you're coming from a standpoint of contribution. You're giving your audience valuable information. And then when you're ready, you've built up enough goodwill, it's okay to ask them to do something, to go to a course sign up or to go to a webinar or something like that. But just make sure that that is not the only type of email that you're sending out. As part of this value and building rapport with you guys, please, if you wouldn't mind, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button down below. Click the bell notification so you get notified whenever I go live next or post my next video. And again, make sure to give this a thumbs up, help the YouTube algorithm out. And then if you leave a comment, like I say, with any kind of questions or comments that you got from this video, I'll definitely be sure to reply to those comments. I really appreciate it. We're on to number 5, and this is keep it light. I think so many times we send emails that we feel like have to be super professional, like you can't have any of our own personality in them. And over time, I've been able to share more and more of my personality in my emails, and that's only been more and more effective for my email marketing strategy. People like to see that you're a real person, that you have humor, that you share struggles and all those things that you might be going through. People want to see that. And so make sure that your emails that you send out do all of those different types of things so people know that you're a real person. Be authentic, right? One of my most responded to emails is one of the last emails that I've got on an autoresponder series for new leads that register on my website. And basically what it says is, if you're receiving this email, it's usually because I haven't heard from you yet. I just want to check on you and make sure that you haven't fallen and can't get up. Kind of a joke, lighthearted, really. And I always will get people that end up responding with, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate your continued follow-up. I never get anybody that feels it's inappropriate that I'm sharing humor or my personality in my emails. So again, I think that's a huge tip. Make sure, don't be too serious, and make sure that you're being authentic to who you are. Number 6, call to actions. Make sure you don't send an email without some form of a call to action to your audience. And again, this isn't a selling call to action all the time. This is a value call to action, right? You want to still prescribe something for your audience to do because of your email that you're sending. Don't just send an email with no purpose, right? With no call to action. So for instance, you could have it to click a link for a video that you sent out, a new blog post, replying to your email, sending you their phone number. Maybe you didn't get their phone number when they signed up. That wasn't part of your form. Well, now could be a time where if you've built up enough goodwill and enough value, you ask for their email. Maybe it's 3, 4, 6 emails in, and that's the time that you feel you've built value with them. And it's going to be more advantageous for you to ask for their phone number. Then if you do a lot of offline communication and prospecting, then that's when you do that. Also, you can do things like setting a time on your Calendly calendar for either a demo or a presentation or any kind of thing that works as far as a meeting in your business. But then also you could use this time to segment your list and add tags to people that have subscribed to your email list. And I'm going to talk about some segmenting here just in a second on my next tip. So segmenting, this is one that I think is important to note. A lot of times, and I made this mistake myself, agents and other entrepreneurs will segment their lists far too early, and they worry so much about having focused, targeted email lists when they haven't even yet been consistent sending to one list. So what you have to look at segmentation like is every time you segment or you create a different segment in your list, you're almost creating double the work for you, or triple if you have 3 segments, or quadruple if you have 4. Because what ends up happening is now you have these different segments that you feel that you need to send them special emails. And again, if you're trying to stay in front of them, say once per week or more, well, now you've got to create 4 separate emails or 3 separate emails to speak to each one of those segments. And so what I found in my personal business is it's much easier just to manage one blanketed email list for a period of time, right? To show that you can stay consistent with your email strategy and that you can continue to grow your list and provide value, because that's a good dipstick. Whether or not you're providing value is if your list subscribers are increasing over a period of time, then you know that you're doing something right. If your list is going down and you're losing more people than you're signing up, then you might need to work on your email marketing strategy before you start getting into segmenting and doing all these other types of things. And so keep it simple. Worry about segmenting after you at least have 1,000 contacts. And for some of you, that may even be 10,000 contacts. And for some of you, that may be never. You may only have one email list. It wasn't until many years later in my real estate business that I actually started segmenting out buyers and sellers from my email list. I was, again, afraid to not segment early on. I felt like I would get way more response if I segmented my list. But then what ended up happening is it discouraged myself. I never ended up being able to create enough pieces of content, enough emails, good emails to send out to each segment. And then I ended up not doing anything. And so I definitely would say when you're first getting started, just keep it simple, one email list, and that's it. We're going to talk about what it looks like if you do this right. So first off, you're going to have the ability to generate business on demand. And what I mean by that is literally at this point, I've got my email list. I constantly try and build value for my email list. And so whenever an opportunity presents itself for me to either ask for somebody to help me out in my business, whatever that may mean, like for instance, if I wanted somebody to send referrals, right? Or if I wanted somebody to help me push a listing of mine to their audience, I can do that from time to time. And it's going to be extremely effective. It's well received. And so I think that when you have an audience of a few hundred, a few thousand, maybe tens of thousands of subscribers, you have now built yourself the ability to generate business on demand literally at the flip of a switch. And it's a great feeling. It really helps you to move the needle and scale your business to levels that you probably would have never expected. Just to give you an idea, like on the real estate side of the business, if I am to send out an email asking for referrals, I've got about 9,200 emails in my email list. And these are not bought for emails. These are all emails that I've generated over the 12 years of being in business. I know that if I send out an email blast to all 9,200 of them asking for somebody that they know who might be looking to buy or sell real estate in the next 60 to 90 days, I will typically get about 15 emails back with names, phone numbers, kind of the story about what it is. It's just business on demand. I don't send that email out every single time because, again, it's like the deposits in the bank. You got to keep making those deposits before you can make that withdrawal. If you make too many withdrawals, you're not going to have any money in the bank. Got to be good with it. But when you are, it's seriously like having your own business on demand. Next, you're also going to be able to have more people that just reach out to you out of the blue. I can't tell you how many people come out of the woodworks, whether it's through Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, just replying to an email, calling me on my cell phone, text messaging me, that they've just been subscribed to my email list, reading them on over time, not really being very vocal or talking to me until they're ready. And then all of a sudden, boom, they pop and they're ready to go. So that is another great benefit of building a successful, valuable email list. So I highly recommend that you take these strategies for 2020 to heart, take them into your business, and then of course, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I hope that I was able to give you enough value for your business. I release a new training every single Monday, so make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button again for this video, and then make sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what your favorite tip was, or if you have any suggestions on things that I might even be able to add to my email marketing strategies. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next week.